Okay guys, so welcome to this week's Fife Property Update. This is the weekly property market update from the 12th of September to the 18th of September. That's the previous week it's just passed. So this is a weekly roundup of what's driving the Fife property market, including a look at the recent listings, the sales, and also what we've got coming soon. So hold tight. I'm going to tell you what's going to be coming on the market in the next 2 or 3 weeks from us. Quite exciting things happening. And I'll talk to you about one of the most important things we've been talking about lately was the lettings and how to keep and attract tenants longer in the process. So let's take a look at the numbers for last week and across the Fife property market and look at what all the estate agents were doing right across the market itself. So, as we can see here, in the Cooper area, we had 12 properties come to market, 10 were actually sold. East Neuk 7 versus 5, St Andrews 9 versus 4, Levenmouth 9 versus 7. I mean, there's more properties getting listed than there is getting sold. However, we've only got about 500 properties on the market just now anyway, right across Fife between all the estate agents, which is effectively 1 month stock. Pre-pandemic levels was 1,200, and in the credit crunch it was 3,000. So it shows you we've still got a huge amount of restriction in supply. Therefore, things like this don't really affect the offer and the asking prices right at this moment. Dunfermline 40 versus 38, Glenrothes 11 versus 17. Glenrothes outperforming all the time. I don't understand where all the properties are coming in Glenrothes, because if you're selling more and putting under offer more than you're actually bringing on, Glenrothes area is going to run out of stock at some point in time. So if you've got a property in Glenrothes, probably now's the time to sell, because there is a huge amount of demand for Glenrothes property. And that's the KY6 and KY7 area. In Kirkcaldy, finally 42 versus 37. Overall, a total was 130 versus 118 in this week. Okay, so let me talk to you about one of the vlogs that we had recently. This was about longer lettings, how to attract and keep tenants for the longer term. I'm briefly going to cover this, but there is a link into the article itself and also the show that Richard and Kern ran yesterday on this, going into further detail. If you're a landlord and investor, this is the show to watch, because this is about keeping your voids down, increasing your return on rent, and maximizing your potential, and also looking after your tenants. The most important thing, because that's how all these indicators connect to you. You look after your tenants, they'll look after you. That's really what it comes down to. So every landlord and tenant wants exactly the same thing: security and stability. As a landlord, you want uninterrupted income stream, while tenants want an uninterrupted home life. So we talk about things like extending an invitation. So what do we mean by that? Well, it may seem blindingly obvious, but a surefire way of attracting longer term tenants is to openly declare that you want them in the first place. The description at the beginning should clearly state that, and the perfect place to advertise when you're actively seeking inquiry from tenants in search of a long-term home. So ask your agent, if you're using an agent, to include some effective words that will attract the right person that you're looking for. One of the other subjects, as we talked about, is remove these pesky niggles that happen. So, for example, classic, if you stayed in a hotel or an Airbnb, what are the things that most annoy you? You know, the dribbling water pressure, the cheap fittings, the rickety door handles, the wobbly taps, the mouldy grout, the fiddly locks, the difficult windows, the loose rouleaus, the leaky shower hoses. These are all things that you can eliminate quite easily, and they're simple jobs and easy to fix, but it makes your tenant's life so much easier. Offer a fresh start. Keep your property up to date has a direct impact on increasing your monthly income and the occupancy rate. You look after the property, and the tenant will look after you. That's what it comes down to. Scruffy paintwork just doesn't wear it. Touching things up before a tenant moves in isn't great. Do one full wall instead of trying to put wee touch-ups, because it's noticed. And if it's noticed and it's like, well, that's the standard I'm getting in the beginning, that's the standard you're going to get looked after. And finally, I think the most important thing as well is show how much you care. Half-yearly inspections, quarterly inspections are not just about checking up on the property. It's mainly an opportunity to show you care about the tenant's enjoyment and living there. It's looking after the prevention rather than cure process, where you maybe have, a leaky bath, leaky taps, and all the rest of it. It's an opportunity to actually identify that and fix it. Tenants sometimes don't actually see that themselves because they live with it. Whereas you walk in and say, right, okay, we need to get this rectified straight away because we know it's going to cause a problem. The seal around your worktop in the kitchen, for example, maybe it becomes defective. You take that off, you put a new one on because it stops the water getting in the back and then blowing up the worktop itself, and then it's destroyed. And then you've got to find a whole new worktop. That's about £300 or £400 worth of expense, all for the fact if you had just put the seal on in the first place, it would have sorted that and avoided that problem. And consider the VIP treatment, one of the most important things. Window cleaning, gardens and stuff like that are often forgotten because everybody tends to focus on the interior of the property. But it's important as well that the exterior looks really nice and inviting for the person themselves. Okay, so let's talk about properties coming to market in the recent ones. Okay, let's jump onto here. So, what have we been selling this week? Now, this gives you an indication this week what have we been selling and how much demand there is for these types of properties. So if you've got something similar, then by all means, give us a call, contact us, message us here, whatever you need to do, because there is a real buoyant market for this just now. Skeeth Road in Cellardyke. This was a 2-bedroom upper apartment. It went in 3 days for a record price. I'll say that again, a record price. It's got beautiful greens and it's next to the coastal path, the beach, the tidal pool and everything like that. So it's a wonderful apartment, but it's a 2-bedroom apartment. It went for a record price in the Cellardyke area. So it's important if you've got something like that and you're considering, get in touch with us. Let's look at the next one. Bonnygate and Cooper, 4-bedroom upper apartment. New owners thrilled with a new investment. They put it on and they want to do an buy-to-let with it. So it's an ideal property for that as well. Charles Street in Pittenweem went up, it actually sold and came back on, and it was sold in 4 days for a record price. Even if your property falls through, you'll probably find that you'll get more when you put it back on. Owners new excited about their first home, so that's absolutely fantastic. So Park Avenue in Leven, that's sold in 2 days of coming back on and got a better price again, and therefore the new owner's delighted. It was a 2-bedroom semi-detached, so if you've got a property like that, there is huge demand. These properties are actually selling, they're in huge demand just now. Wellesley Road in Methil, 2-bedroom upper apartment. The investor is absolutely delighted because it'll be a perfect buy-to-let for them. And a residual income. They get a managing agent to do it. They don't have any involvement in it. We look after it from start to finish and make sure everybody's happy and everybody's working and everybody's benefiting out of the whole transaction. Finally, Bootree Bray. No surprise there. Lower Largo, sold in 5 days, and I will say for an outstanding price. And a lot of you know what outstanding price means to me. And it's a fundamental difference. If you have a property in Bootree Bray or the Lower Largo area and it's got beautiful views and you're looking for an outstanding price, well, I would suggest you message us because 3 other people missed out on this, and there's a golden opportunity to capitalise on that enthusiasm in that area. Let's talk about what's coming soon. Largo Road in London Link, 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom, free reception in the sought-after village. It has the capability to have 3 different areas. If somebody does want to buy it as an investment, to Airbnb it. So all 3 self-contained areas to Airbnb it if you want, or it could be a fantastic family home. It does have a separate annex and cottage below as well, which if you've got a more mature person and they want to live there, they can have their own space to themselves, but you have the beauty that they're attached to the main house. New Grange in Crescent in Pittenweem. This is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. They did a pre-portal launch this week. It just happened, offers over 200,000. Watch out for that one because there's a lot of demand just now. You need to be quick. You need to follow our Facebook pages. Farm Court in Anstruther. This is a 3-bedroom apartment. Again, there'll be good demand for that as well. So you need to watch out for that one. Remember, follow our pages. As soon as we go live on social media, you will get a ping on your phone or your tablet or your laptop to tell us we've gone live, and you need to jump in there straight away because you could lose out because other people are getting in there before you and you've missed it. Alder Terrace in Methil. This is a 2-bedroom terrace house. This would be a perfect investment property or a first-time buyer property. Adamson Court in Cooper. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-reception detached house. Again, it'll be a fantastic family home for someone. Dyke Nuke in Leven. 3-bedroom, semi-detached house. Brilliant family home coming up. So look out for that one as well. And finally, completed High Street West in Anstruther. I have not wanted to talk about that until it was over the line. This is the first time in Anstruther there's been a record price achieved for a 2-bedroom apartment, a ground floor apartment sold for 35% over home report value, and it went over £215,000. Went to closing date, we received 15 offers and only one person can get it. So there's a lot of people out there looking for these types of properties. 2-bedroom lower apartment in Anstruther. They are achieving fantastic prices just now. New owner was absolutely delighted. I can't wait for their children because it's close to the beach and harbour and the coastal path and everything like that. And the seller was absolutely delighted with the result we achieved for them, and considering the investment they're put into making that property exactly how it was just now. Finally, I'll talk to you about the one we've got, the instant valuation tool we've got in here. Again, I always re-emphasize this every single week about our instant valuation tool. It's important if you've got a mortgage which is coming up for renewal that you maybe take the opportunity to revalue your house and see where you are, because your loan to value, in other words, how much your value of your home is now in consideration to what your mortgage is now, might be a lot less. And if it's a lot less, it means you pay a lower interest rate if you refix your mortgage or you get a new mortgage product. When you first took it out, you probably were at 90% loan to value. Therefore, you may have a higher rate. Now you might be at 75% or even 65%, which means you'll pay a lower interest rate because there's less risk for the bank. So they say you can pay a lower interest rate if you want. That's key. Imagine saving around £50 a month, another £600 a year in your pocket. People talk about saving £200 in energy bills, and yet in your mortgage, you could probably save £600 a year. Wow, 3 times as much? I think I'll be concentrating on my mortgage a bit more and making sure I've got the right product. Sometimes it might actually be worth it to actually then look at what you've got just now and think, okay, it would actually make sense to put it on a new product and fix it for 5 years, because it makes it more beneficial in the long run to me to have that certainty that I've got a 5-year fixed rate deal. I know what I'm paying every single month. So come hell or high water, I know where I am. So again, that's why we have that instant valuation tool on there. Plus the fact, for other people as well, it might be estate planning. They might just want to know what the value of the house is to give to the solicitor to tell them that's what my value of the house is, and then to put everything together. So more mature people might want to do estate planning, and the instant valuation tool actually provides that information. If you have a unique property, it might not always give you the exact valuation you wanted. If you've got quite a unique property and you know that, then feel free to contact us direct and message us for more information, because we can actually do a quick walkthrough. We do that. And I've even got a surveyor going out to look at one of our more unique properties on the coastal front of the Cellar Dyke area, overlooking the sea, because it is so unique. There's no really any comparisons to that value as to what's been sold before, because nothing like this has been sold before. So we need to look at it in isolation and say to ourselves, get it right before we start the journey. Price point is key to maximizing your value at the end and your sale price to get that return. I've often seen where people have lost thousands because the agent hasn't got it right in the beginning, and they've lost thousands in the end as a result. So it's key you get that information. So feel free to click on that instant valuation tool or contact us direct for more information. Until next week, guys, for the weekly property update show, it's bye-bye for now.